All right, so with this transition from Outlook to Gmail, I can reasonably guess that there's going to be some times when you start to panic a little bit and ask yourself the question, where did my email go? You know you received an email message and you know you maybe did something with it. So I want to give you four possible solutions of places that you should look for mail when you know you received it and you just simply can't find it. So the first thing is dealing with archived email. So you may have remembered when we talked about the different options across the top here of when you open up an email, archive was one of the choices. So basically what archive means is that it's just a way for you to clean up your inbox without actually deleting the email. You can archive a message. Your emails are going to get moved to a label called all mail when you archive a message. So I'm just going to take this message right here and I'm going to go ahead and archive it. And then I'll go back to the inbox and show you that, in fact, that message no longer appears in my inbox, but I'm going to show you where it went. So since I clicked archive, I'm going to come over here to more and then go into an area called all mail. This is another label. If I go into all mail, you can see all the mail that's a part of my inbox is in there, as well as some drafts and things like that. So I'm looking for that out of quota email, and here it is. So I can see that that message is in fact there. So if I click on that and like, you know what, I need that to be back on my inbox, I can just come up here and click move to inbox, and now it returns that conversation back into inbox, and there it is. So archiving a message could have been one of the things you did with your email, and that's where you're going to want to look for it in that all mail. Another possibility of something you may have done to a message is known as muting the message. So what muting means is if you start to get emails and you know there's going to be a lot of correspondence going back and forth as far as replies, but you don't want to see any more of the messages coming to that particular email or anything related to it as far as it showing up in your inbox, you can mute that message, and then what will happen is that email will not be deleted, but it will again be moved to that all email area. So how do we do that? So let's say this, again, that out of quota email that I have in my inbox, I know that there might be a lot of replies or conversation or things happening about it, but for me, it's not going to be that critical for me, so I don't need to see everybody's responses to it. But I don't want to delete the message because I may want to refer back to it later. So what I can do, going into that message, I come over here to more, and I will choose mute. So again, if I go back to my inbox now, that message is gone, and I won't see any of the replies happening to it. But I can always go into my more, go into all email, and see right there it is, and you'll notice that it added the muted label to that particular message. So if I want to go back in there, I can see it. If I change my mind and I do want to be able to see replies, I can just click move to inbox and the message shows up again. So the difference really between muting a message and archiving a message, if you mute a message, you're not going to see replies show up. If you archive a message, it will stay in all mail until somebody replies. So if someone replies to a message that you've archived, it will pop back into your inbox once they reply. So that's a possibility. So check those two places. Well, it's actually one place to see if you've muted it or archived it. Again, it's in that all mail area. Another option that you can look for if you're looking for a piece of mail, just go into your labels in general. So if you remember from our labels discussion, if I click and drag this message to a label, it leaves my inbox, but it does show up in the label itself. So that could have been a possibility, that you simply move the message into a label. So you would have to check all your labels for the message. And then a fourth possibility is, in fact, if you went into a message, I'm just going to select this message here and actually delete it. And so to check for deleted messages, if you go to the trash, you can see that the message is right there. If I click on it, I can remove the trash label from it, and that will take it out of the trash. Or I can simply move it back into my inbox as well. So those are 4 possibilities for looking where did my email go. But of course, the ultimate way of looking is just coming up into your search box and doing a quick search for the email. If you can remember the sender or the something about that message, that's another option for you to be looking for your messages. So hopefully that will help, and hopefully you won't get too confused on where your email is going. But now you should have an idea of how the archive feature and the muted feature works as well. For more information on Gmail, please continue to watch the rest of the videos in this playlist.